the Jiggy Jaguar Experience. And, of course, it's 990 WBOB out there in Rhode Island, of all places. Why in the world are you people listening to me today? Because we've got some great artists coming up here on our big broadcast, and we go to one of those right now. Joins us live here on our big broadcast. Wilson, welcome to the broadcast. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about you? Can you hear me all right?
Pretty good, actually. You are fantastic. Thanks for making some time for us today, man. Talk to us a little bit about your musical project. You have a very interesting musical project. Talk to us a little bit about it here on the Sunday Radio Show.
Yes, sir. I mean, I front the band called Thirsty Curses, and I also recently just put out a solo EP just under my own name, Wilson Getchell. We, Thirsty Curses is still active, but we're just earlier this past year, I had some downtime on my own and kind of tried to do some things, just on my own, and got to experiment with some different sounds, different songwriting approaches, things like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Wilson Getchell is with us, Thirsty Curses. He's also got a brand new solo EP that is out. So talk to us a little bit about your musical heroes and influences, my friend.
Yes, sir. Certainly, guy. They were a big part of my development. Bands like Deer Tick, The Replacements are big ones for me too. I grew up listening to a lot of punk rock as well. Sort of set a foundation as well. Like bands like Op Ivy was a big one. Crass, Dead Kennedys, stuff like that. And I mean, in recent years, I've really gotten into the Silver Jews. Has become a project. Same guy called Purple Mountains. But yeah, I mean, a little bit all over the place. Still a big Replacements guy. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Wilson Getchell is with us. Thirsty Curses. He's got a brand new debut solo EP we are talking about today here on our big program. So talk to me about the writing process and bringing this solo EP to life.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely write a lot of songs. It's just sort of, I think, my outlet and way I process things. So I do it a lot just out of habit. And as a song that I wanted to do something with. And, there's only so many hours in the day. And Thirsty Curses, we've put out like 4 albums over the last several years. And I just had some backload songs that I wanted to do things with. They kind of had a more folksy shade to them, and I kind of thought that would work as sort of a solo endeavor. Thirsty Curses is definitely more rock and roll a lot of the time, and so just kind of a little more laid back sound was kind of what I was going for. And I got to bring in some instruments that we don't normally have. Trumpet for me, and a guy do some saxophone as well, and then there's some cello on another song as well. So I mean, it was definitely a different approach from doing stuff with the band. Also in that environment, we're typically trying to kind of present on a recording how we perform songs live, whereas this solo project was more of a studio creation, which was kind of a neat, or just a different approach than what I'm used to.
That is awesome. That is awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Wilson Getchell joins us. Thirsty Curses. He's got a brand new debut solo EP out there, and we're talking with him about that today here on the Sunday Radio broadcast. And you can join us each and every week over there at 990 WBOB out there in Rhode Island. You can also find us the mix on Tuesdays, and absolutely amazing debut solo EP here from Wilson Getchell. So tell me a little bit about the music scene where you're from.
Yeah, but I mean, I currently live in Raleigh, North Carolina. Growing up in Richmond, we had a lot of pretty cool punk stuff going on. um, and Beretta and Avail. That was sort of a big part of the local music scene when I was growing up. Now we're in Raleigh. We've got a pretty good little scene. We got hit kind of hard by COVID. We lost some venues during that, which was unfortunate. But it's been coming back lately. There's a few places that have kind of opened up to fill the void that was some of the spots we lost during COVID. But we've got some great acts that have come out of North Carolina, Raleigh in recent years. Sarah Shook and the Disarmers has put out some cool stuff. Ryan Adams was from around here back in the day. And we got American Aquarium too, which is a pretty active group around here. There's sort of alt country thing going on. But yeah, there's a lot going on in Raleigh and in Richmond. But Richmond definitely has more of a punk edge to it, which is kind of the scene I grew up in. Whereas I'd say Raleigh kind of has a more old country Americana vibe to it.
Fantastic. We have got Wilson Getchell with us today. Thirsty Curses. He's got a brand new solo EP, This to That. And he joins us today here on our big program. You can join us each and every week over there at 990 WBOB out there in Rhode Island. You can also find us each and every day over there at JiggyJaguar.com, KJAGradio.com as well for all the music interviews. And we are going to go to some of the music here in just a few moments. What has been the feedback that you've gotten on this music so far, Wilson?
It's been really good. I mean, it's hard to get stuff out there, especially without the name recognition. Gotten a little spoiled. We've gotten some good feedback over the years with Thirsty Curses, so I wasn't sure without kind of having the name cred that we built up, how it goes as a solo artist, but it's gone well. I've gotten several good reviews. The Big Takeover print magazine is supposed to put one in their issue that's dropping anytime soon, but yeah, a lot of got some good reviews actually up on the Thirsty Curses website. But yeah, it seems to have been well received when I can get it in people's ears,
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got Wilson Getchell with us today. This to That is debut solo EP. He joins us today here on our big program. You can join us each and every week over there at 990 WBOB in Rhode Island. And the fantastic Wilson Getchell with us today. And so we are going to play some of your music here. Tell us a little bit about Brand New Nintendo. We're going to play that here in a few moments.
That's it's great. It's sort of like a coming of age song, and kind of retracing my life steps, and kind of marinating over sort of maybe some wrong missteps, but it's kind of got a humorous edge to it, I think, and it's got a big trumpet part towards the end. But yeah, it's sort of like coming of age tune. Excited for y'all to play it.
Fantastic. We're going to place you on a brief hold here on Skype. Wilson Getchell is with us from Thirsty Curses debut solo EP. This to That. It is brand new Nintendo right now here on your world famous Jiggy Jaguar Expedios.
We went out to the mall. You bought me a brand new Nintendo. Carried out to the car. We drove away in a Volvo. Went to mowing the lawn as I was earning my keep. And that's about when it all sputtered out. It got cold, damn dark and drunk and ridiculous. I'd like to give you a call. I got this pain in my side. Maybe
That is brand new Nintendo. It is our guest, Wilson Getchell, with us today. He joins us back live here on our big broadcast. Wilson Getchell back with us here on 990 WBOB in Rhode Island. And, of course, you can find us each and every week on The Mix on Tuesdays. So what has been the feedback to some of these songs so far?
I mean, it's been extremely positive. I mean, I think there's too, like, a little bit that some of the solo stuff that I put out, as I mentioned earlier, I think it's got a more folksy Americana sort of vibe to it. And I think it's a little more accessible even than some of the Thirsty Curses stuff I've done before, which again is just more rock and roll. But yeah, I think it's kind of reached a broader audience and in some senses than some of the things I've done before. So it's been good.
We have got a great guest with us today. Joins us live, Wilson Getchell. He joins us here on our big broadcast. So, Wilson, you've got a lot of great music out there. You've put a lot of time and effort into this. Talk to me a little bit about your writing process to bring this whole EP to life.
Yeah, I guess a lot of times when I'm writing songs, they just kind of are, again, ways for me to sort of process things happening in my life. And I mean, several of these sprung out of similar situations. And I started recording it 2023. And I did all the instruments myself except for the horns and the cello in the last song on the record, which is called "Are You Still There?" So I mean, there was a lot of, I guess, as far as like figuring out exact parts on various instruments, there was a little bit of just trying different things out and experimenting on my own. I have sort of a home studio, and when I started recording them, I mean, the basics of the songs were all put together as far as like the structures, but sort of fleshing everything out on my own was a new and fun experience. There's just normally operating in a band, kind of everyone has their area or their instrument on which they're contributing. So it was kind of fun to get to do them all in this instance, which was a new experience for me, and just something that I guess as I get older, something I intend to do more of, and just kind of it's easy nowadays to kind of make music in your home, with a little bit of investment in some equipment. So yeah, I mean, it kind of also opened up new possibilities for me about wow, I can do this kind of stuff on my own too. So it's kind of an added thing that I can fill my days with.
Fantastic. Wilson Getchell with us today. He joins us live here on 990 WBOB in Rhode Island, iHeartRadio as well. 50 plus AM FM stations across the country and around the world. And you've got some really cool music here, my friend. What are you hoping people get out of your material?
I mean, obviously basically enjoyment on the most basic front, but I mean, I try to write stuff that's compelling and makes you think. I mean, I put a lot of time into writing lyrics, and I look at a good piece of art or something and it strikes you in a way or leaves an impression on you. I mean, I certainly hope to do that with the stuff I create, and just kind of enrich people's lives and give them different perspectives to view the world through.
Fantastic. Wilson Getchell. Wilson, thanks for making some time for us today. Thanks for coming on and chatting. And we look forward to chatting with you soon. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Thank you, Wilson.
Thank you for the time. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, my friend. There he goes. That is Wilson Getchell with us today. Brand new EP coming out. We just played some of the tracks here on our Sunday Radio